James Harden just got swept out of the Eastern Conference Finals, 130-93. Game 4, at home, by 37 points. He finished with 12 points on 2 for 8 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3, in the game that ended his season. 17 seasons in the NBA, over 28,000 career points, an MVP, 3 scoring titles, one of the 11 highest scorers in the history of the league, 0 championships. And at 36 years old, traded mid-season to Cleveland, swept in the conference finals, the clock has now run completely out. This is the story of how one of the most talented offensive players in NBA history never won when it mattered most. Before we get into what went wrong, let's be honest about how close Harden actually came, because the failure hits harder when you understand the opportunity.
In Oklahoma City, he was the third option on a team with Durant and Westbrook that reached the finals in 2012. They lost to LeBron's Heat in 5 games. Harden was 22, coming off the bench, and probably should have been a starter. That offseason, OKC traded him rather than pay him. He never got back there with them. In Houston, he built something genuinely special. The 2017-18 Rockets won 65 games, the best record in the league. Harden won MVP, averaging 30.4 points per game. They led the Warriors 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals with home court. Then Chris Paul got injured. Golden State came back. They lost by 2 points. In a Game 7, they were completely dominating. 2 points. The 2018-19 Rockets were even better statistically. Harden averaged 36.1 points, the highest since Michael Jordan. They lost to Golden State again in the second round, by 1 point in Game 6. So the question isn't whether Harden was close. He was agonizingly close, multiple times. The question is why. Every single time the moment got biggest, the same thing happened.
And the answer has been the same for 17 years. James Harden has a playoff problem, not an occasional one, a consistent, documented, statistically verified pattern that has repeated itself across 6 teams and 17 years. His regular season numbers are Hall of Fame level. Over 24 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists per game for his career, elite efficiency, dominant. The step-back 3 he invented is now in every player's arsenal at every level of the sport. His playoff numbers tell a different story. The shooting percentage drops. The 3-point attempts go up, but the makes go down. And this 2026 postseason alone, he made 1 or 0 threes in 4 straight playoff games at one point. And the elimination games, the moments that define legacies, have been historically bad. He has now had 20 playoff games, shooting 25% or worse on at least 10 attempts. That is tied for the most in the shot clock era, tied with Bob Cousy. Since the ABA-NBA merger, he leads everyone in that category, more than Russell Westbrook, more than anyone. This 2026 run with Cleveland captured the pattern perfectly. After helping the Cavs come back from 2-0 down against Detroit to reach the conference finals, Harden arrived at the biggest stage and vanished. In the 4-game sweep against the Knicks, he shot 5 for 22 from 3, 12 turnovers combined. And in the final game, 130-93, he finished 2 for 8 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3, as Cleveland lost by 37 in a game that ended at home.
The explanation that keeps coming up is structural. Harden carries enormous offensive loads throughout the regular season, leading the league in usage and possessions. And by May, his body and his aggressiveness are depleted. He has been running at 100% for 6 months. The playoffs demand 110, and he consistently arrives with nothing left in the tank for the biggest moments. That's not a character flaw. That's a pattern. And at this point, the pattern is the story. 6 teams trusted him to be the guy when everything was on the line. And 6 times, the same thing happened. Beyond the playoff performances, Harden made a series of decisions throughout his career that systematically closed championship windows instead of opening them. He forced his way out of Houston in 2021, mid-season, disrupting a team that was still competitive, burning the relationship with a franchise that had built everything around him for 8 years. He went to Brooklyn to join Durant and Kyrie. The super team lasted a season and a half before imploding from every direction. In Philadelphia, he had Joel Embiid, the most dominant center in the league at the time. Real chemistry, a genuine championship window. Harden spent an entire offseason in a public contract dispute, refused to report to training camp, and forced a trade to the Clippers. The Sixers moved on. The window closed.
In Los Angeles, 2 more first-round exits. Harden disappearing in the biggest games of each series, then traded again mid-season, this time to Cleveland in February 2026, where Cleveland gave up Darius Garland to get him. He arrived as a supporting player on someone else's team. Not the guy, a piece. And Cleveland got swept anyway. The team that sacrificed Garland, a young, ascending star, to add Harden's playoff experience, got eliminated in 4 games, with Harden shooting 5 for 22 from 3 in the series and committing 12 turnovers. Every team that traded for Harden as the answer got the same answer. Close, but not enough. Every time a championship window opened, Harden found a way to be standing somewhere else when it closed. James Harden will finish his career as one of the greatest offensive players the NBA has ever seen. That is not up for debate. The MVP is real. The 28,000 points are real. He changed how basketball is played at every level of the sport. Permanently, irreversibly.
But in May 2026, whatever was left of his championship window closed completely. Swept out of the conference finals at 36 years old, shooting 0 for 6 from 3 in his final game of the season, on a team that gave up a young star to bring him in. The hardest part of the Harden story isn't the bad shooting nights or the forced trades, it's the proximity. The 2018 Rockets were up 3-2 on the greatest team of the decade, 2 points away from the finals. He had everything he needed. It just never came together. And at some point, after 17 seasons, 6 teams, and another conference finals exit, that stops being bad luck. That's just the story.